Hey Scholars, I'm Miss Jessie, and today I'd like to go over 2 effective organizational tools that you can use in this coming school year. Really important to plan for your future success and stay organized so that you can just focus on your learning and the challenges that arise with that and not add additional stress to yourself. Think about if you were going to go on a trip, for example. You have to make sure you get to the airport on time and check your bags. Now, let's imagine that you waited to pack for that trip a couple hours before. That's adding additional stress to your life. And if you had packed the night before, then you'd be ready to just handle the challenges of getting to the airport and keeping yourself a lot more level headed. Before we get into these 2 different tools you could use, I want you to think for a moment about your strengths and weaknesses as a student. It's really important for us to reflect on our lives because this allows us to check in with ourselves and better understand who we are as people. Think about what worked in the past, what didn't work. Taking a couple of minutes allows you to celebrate your successes from last year, which you should do and you deserve to do because you've worked really hard. But another thing is that reflection also allows us to assess our weaknesses, right? We're human. Everybody has issues and problems or things they'd like to change about themselves. And until you recognize what those problems are, you're unable to change them. Best part about the weaknesses is that we can turn these weaknesses into strength if you are willing to grow, change, and be the person that you want to be. I've been a high school English teacher for the last decade, and one of the major weaknesses I see in my students is their ability to set up an effective organizational strategy that will set them up for success for the school year. So today we're going to review 2 different ones that I personally use in my own life and at school, and so that we can get you from this to this. Here is a traditional 1-inch binder. They come in sizes 1/2 inch up to 3 inches. So when deciding which size to choose, think about which teacher or class usually gives the most materials, because obviously you want a bigger binder for more class materials. Another thing you will need in order to organize your binder effectively is you will need some kind of hole punch. So this is the most effective way. It is a hole puncher that already has the holes of the binder measured out. The hand hole puncher is a little bit harder to do, but also may be effective to have in class. If you know your teachers usually have this, then a binder would be a really effective strategy. The automatic hole puncher is very simple to use. Let's say you get a new paper from class and you want to place it into your binder here. All you do is feed in the paper to the hole puncher. Press down, automatically has your holes for you that are measured out. You can now then pull up the tabs on your binder and place that paper in where it needs to be. Once you've picked out your binders for your classes, another effective strategy would be try to get as many different colors as possible. That way you can associate colors with the class and keep everything organized. Now you have your binder, you want to make sure that you properly label it. One thing I love about binders is their ability to label. So I just wrote my class on a scrap piece of paper, and with the slip I can easily now identify this binder. Let's say in your locker you stack them this way. There's also a tab available that you can make so that you can see your materials in your locker lined up and grab the effective one very quickly. Let's look at some other effective things. So we have pockets on both the front and the back that can be used technically as a folder. You also can buy folders that already have these holes in them, so you can place folders inside of here. I even have a pencil case that has the holes so that I can keep all of my materials in one space, and it's easier for me to not lose them. You also want to make sure that you have tabs to organize your binder. You can either purchase ones that are already pre-made that have the holes that you place in, or you can do something that I did, and I bought these stickies, and that's how I created my tabs so that I can change them, I can update them as needed. These tabs are really important. Another effective thing would be to color code them in different ways so that you don't have two reds together and maybe get lost. And they make it very simple for you to open the tab and go exactly where you need to be. So this is easy for you to update units, quarters in your classes and keep everything organized. Here's an example of a basic accordion folder. One great thing about accordion folders is a lot of them come with some way to lock it so that your material stays safe inside, and it's a lot easier for you not to spill all your materials out. Accordion folders are great for students who don't have a lot of storage, whether they don't have a locker or they also don't get a lot of time to access their locker in the day, so that they can keep all their materials in one place and on them at all times. Accordion folders come with built-in sections and tabs, making it a lot easier for you to organize by what class period is first of your day versus what is at the end of the day. Accordion folders are a great organizational tool as long as you discipline yourself to use them correctly. Let's say that I got this handout yesterday in my math class. My math class is my first tab, so I should be putting the most recent document in the front so that the next time I need to access something, I know that I'm starting from most recent in the front and to the oldest materials in the back. You can even make a separate homework section where all your homework can be in one space, so it's easy for you to access at the end of the day or when you get home. If you don't find a way to put your papers into chronological order when you place them, it'll be really hard to find this paper. So let's just say I threw this in the math tab, right? And the teacher asks me to find that paper from yesterday. Well, now I'm spending extra time going through every single paper trying to find that document. If you discipline yourself to put all the new papers at the very front of each section, your life will be much more organized. Accordion folders can hold just so much more than paper. A lot of students put their calculator for math class, folders, their pencil cases can all fit inside there.